Hi, and welcome to this live reading from Oscar and Emmy Lose a Friend, a story about euthanasia, written by Terri Sabol. And this is presented by Itsy Bitsy Book Bits. Emmy hears a familiar meow at the window. She rushes over to bat her paws on the glass. Oscar runs up to the ledge to meow at Shadow, the stray cat who makes daily visits. Oscar and Emmy play hide and seek with Shadow. Shadow hides in the bushes and jumps out at Oscar and Emmy over and over. Some nights, Oscar and Emmy play peekaboo, hiding beneath the window sill before popping up. Abby and Charlie laugh watching the cats play. It's feeding time, Abby calls out as she grabs the food and water to fill up the bowls outside. Oscar and Emmy move to the windows by the front door to watch their friend eat. The next week, Oscar and Emmy are meowing through the window at Shadow, but Shadow walks straight to the front door this time. Here's your dinner, Shadow, says Charlie. You must be extra hungry since you skipped playing games tonight. A few weeks later, Oscar and Emmy alert the twins that Shadow is back. Abby goes outside to refill her bowls, but Shadow doesn't touch the food. What's wrong, Shadow? Abby asks. Mom, come here. Mom carefully pets Shadow all over. I feel a lump on her belly. Our vet always checks Oscar and Emmy for lumps, Abby says. You're right, Mom agrees. We should take Shadow to see Dr. Moore. Abby gets the pet carrier and brings it to Mom. Will we have to trick her to get inside like last time? Mom carefully scoops Shadow up in her arms and places her into the carrier. Charlie asks, What's wrong with her? She never let you pick her up before. She looks sad, Abby adds. At the vet clinic, Dr. Moore finishes Shadow's physical examination. I need to take some blood from Shadow so we can test it. I also want to do an x-ray, Dr. Moore explains. Have you ever had an x-ray? He asks the children. No, but I know it's like a picture of the inside of our bodies, Abby answers. That's right. I want to get a better look at what's happening on Shadow's inside that may have caused this lump. Dr. Moore returns. These test results won't be ready until tomorrow. I know Shadow is a stray cat you look after, but is there a safe room in your home where you can keep her separate from Oscar and Emmy while we wait for the results? Yes, our bathroom. We can take good care of Shadow, Charlie says. I also want you to closely monitor her condition, especially if she eats or drinks, Dr. Moore adds. At home, Abby says, let's make the bathroom really special for Shadow. Dr. Moore calls Mom the next day. I'm so sorry, but Shadow has cancer. For a 7-year-old cat, she's pretty young to have cancer, but Shadow had a hard life before you started caring for her. What can we do? Mom asks. The cancer isn't just in the lump you felt. It has spread inside, too. There's not a whole lot to do. Has she had anything to eat or drink since you brought her home? Only a little bit of water, Mom replies. Dr. Moore tells Mom, I need you to give her some medicine and fluids regularly and keep me updated. Over the next few days, the family checks on her constantly. Shadow is hardly drinking, not eating, and definitely losing weight. Her breathing is very shallow. Shadow is so weak, it's hard for her to stand to use the litter box. Oscar and Emmy barely leave their post outside the bathroom door. After updating Dr. Moore, Mom calls a family meeting. I have some bad news. Shadow is dying. Even with the extra fluids I've been giving her, she's not improving. Dad adds, we were hoping that would help give her some strength to eat or stand up. Mom says, Dr. Moore said we can take her back to the vet to put her to sleep. Like when they put Oscar and Emmy to sleep to clean their teeth? Abby asks, confused. Mom answers, no, this is called euthanasia. It's when the vet injects medication into an animal to make them go to sleep permanently. Shadow will die, but she won't be in pain anymore. Are you sure she can't get better? Charlie asks. Dr. Moore will examine her one more time to make sure this is the best option, but it is up to us as a family, Mom answers. Abby hugs Oscar a little tighter. I don't want to say goodbye to Shadow, but I don't want to see her in pain anymore. Can we go with you? Charlie asks while stroking Emmy. Of course. Even though Shadow isn't our pet like Oscar and Emmy, we chose to take care of her when we started feeding her, Mom says. Let's bring Oscar and Emmy's blanket so Shadow knows their smell, Abby says. Mom wraps Shadow in the blanket and lets Oscar and Emmy sniff her before they drive to the vet. When they arrive at the vet, the receptionist takes them immediately back to an exam room. Dr. Moore does a very gentle exam and confirms it's time to take Shadow's pain away. I'll give you a few minutes alone to say your goodbyes. Oh, Shadow, I wish we knew you longer. We look forward to feeding you every day. So do Oscar and Emmy. They're going to miss playing with you at the window so much. Shadow, it's nice how you learn to trust us and even let us pet you every now and then. I hope you know that we made this decision for you today because we love you. We don't want to see you in pain anymore. When Dr. Moore walks back in, he has 2 syringes. The first shot is a sedative. It makes Shadow very sleepy, so she won't feel the second shot, which will make her go to sleep permanently. I will check for a heartbeat to confirm she has passed. Dr. Moore returns with a basket and places Shadow in there with Oscar and Emmy's blanket. What would you like to do with Shadow's body? We want to take Shadow home, Abby says, and bury her under the window where she played with Oscar and Emmy every day. That sounds like a nice plan, Abby, Dr. Moore says. The family gathers in the garden by the window to bury Shadow. Oscar and Emmy sniff the ground, trying to pick up the scent of their friend. Shadow is no longer in the bushes. She won't be playing hide and seek with them. That night at sunset, and many nights after, Abby and Charlie watch Oscar and Emmy sit at the window. They all miss their furry friend, Shadow.